model, socialite, reality TV star and mum to 2 little girls. Her new book is all about them. Please welcome Tamara Ecclestone.
Nice to see you. How are you?
Oh, welcome, Tamara.
Thank you very much.
Well, the new book, here I have a copy of it. It is Fifi and Friends, a supercar car race. And, of course, racing is in your blood, of course, isn't it, with your dad?
Say that.
And Fifi is your eldest daughter?
Yeah, she's almost 11.
Right. Is she a racing fan?
She is. I've always pursued her to be a fan of anything she wants to be and not to just push one thing. Like, I remember taking her to ballet when she was younger and there was a little boy and she was like, oh, I thought ballet was just for girls because there was only one boy in the class. I said, no, ballet is for anyone that loves it. And I feel the same way about football, rugby, whatever it is, racing, whatever her passion is, that's what she's got to pursue.
Wow. That's so good. I wouldn't even let my girls look at football because I just didn't want to stand on that pitch on Saturday. No, it's bad, but that's the honest truth.
Yeah.
If it's not football, it's netball. There's always something you're always driving around and picking up and getting cold for.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Do you do that then? Are you like mum and dad's cabs?
Yes, and my poor little one just gets dragged around all the time in the car because it's like the second child and she's got to fit in around practices, school, pick up, drop off. But yeah, I do spend an unusual amount of time in the car.
So your eldest daughter's 11, did you say?
She's almost 11,
Almost 11, and the little one is...
4, she's just started nursery.
She's just
yeah,
love that
little.
You've got that difference. We have to mention it, Tamara, because for the first time you've recently done an interview about a horrific experience your family had in terms of a break-in. It was 2019, wasn't it? We're just thinking about that. I mean, how do you handle that with the kids? Because it was a horrible break-in, a lot of money was taken, there was a lot of damage in the house. How do you have that conversation with the children? I
actually learned a really valuable lesson that it's always best to be honest with your kids and they can handle a lot more than you think they'll be able to. I actually lied to Fifi when it initially happened because she was so young. And now, obviously, she's older and she's able to go online and Google things and people tell her things. So she found out not through me. We then have obviously worked a lot on this and had lots of conversations and, you know, it was really, really hard. I think that was the bit that broke my heart the most, seeing how much it affected her, because as parents, you can always be strong for your kids and rationalise things. But to see her go through, like, the fear that someone was in her house and perhaps it wasn't the safe place she thinks it is really, really heartbreaking. And then recently we were walking down the street and we were going to lunch and she had her iPad in her hand and I said, oh, Fifi, you shouldn't walk around with your iPad in like, your hand, people can snatch it. And like the innocent, she was like, really, would people do that? And it's like, I guess we're just like working on things like that to make her aware that actually there are people that do bad things, but the overriding message to me is that most people are good and most people are kind. I don't want her to grow up feeling otherwise.
I mean, you know, your father is a very wealthy man. You are an heiress. You know, we're talking extreme wealth. Is it sometimes, do you wish you weren't that rich? Because you're kind of a target.
I feel like there's no point in looking at it that way, and I am really blessed just to have such an amazing dad who I love so much, so I'm grateful to be his daughter regardless of anything else. And you know, I have a beautiful life, my children, my family, and that's all that I really think about and all that matters to me. And of course, with everything in life, there are things that aren't perfect. Nothing's perfect, but I feel really lucky every day, I really do.
I suppose, you know, so many people are working towards the lifestyle that you have, or just even be able to touch it, and you have it. So to hear you speak as a parent, as a human, someone who's clearly feeling very vulnerable about the situation, do you think that's just something that people just do not take into account, or just can't imagine that you would feel because you have so much?
I guess so. I think people try and sometimes like dehumanize me, but we're all humans, and everyone that's suffered a break-in or anything like that will feel it, no matter the level, no matter the house. It's a massive invasion and it's a huge thing to get over. But I'm not sitting here and saying, like, poor me, because I just don't take that attitude. Like, that's a bad thing that happened, and it's now just about, like, what changes we've made to make things safer, to make things better, and hopefully nothing like that will happen to us again.
Yeah. Well, it's very difficult what you went through, and we appreciate you sharing that with us. But one of the things, you know, that you can look at and that a lot of people can, you know, experience with you is that you've got your 2 beautiful children. But your daughter, who's 4, you know, read that you still breastfeed your little girl. And one of the things I found interesting that you said that you feel that people find it quite strange, or there's comments that are made. How do you handle that, and why do you breastfeed for so long?
I breastfed my first daughter for as long as she wanted, and one night she just went to sleep without the boob and never brought it up again.
And how old was she?
She was almost 5.
Right, okay.
So maybe the end is near, who knows? But for me, like, sooner isn't better. Like, I never force my kids. It's not a competition, who walks first, who's out of nappies first, who gives up a bottle, a dummy. I just don't see it that way. No one's going to be going to university with a boob in their mouth and a nappy. So it's not a competition. And yeah, I just feel like it's what she wants, it's what she needs, and I'm fine with it. Like, I don't drink anyway. There's nothing I'm missing in my life through doing that. I just find it sad that women are so unkind to each other.
Yeah.
And I do feel that men aren't this way to each other. Especially mums can be cruel and judgmental, and I just don't play that game. Like, you do what's right for your family.
So you've had more comments from women, personally, you've had these comments made to you?
Why do we judge people
I
so
just
much?
don't get
Do you know
it.
what I mean? If it's not for you, don't do it. If somebody else is getting something from it, well, good for her.
Yeah.
And breastfeeding is an amazing thing, and so...
It's worked for us
that.
really well,
Good for
and
you. Honestly,
it's
good
just
for
what
you.
works for us, and it doesn't have to work for everyone. I don't push it on... Like, I'm not sitting here going, everyone has to breastfeed their child. Everyone do what's right for them and their family. And aside from that, I feel like as women, we should just support each other instead of being mean. Like,
your
why?
choice, your body.
Agree. Agree.
Now, I'm fascinated by the fact that you have a 4-year-old brother, which is the same... He's the same age as your...
He's a month and a half older than my youngest.
Oh, my God, how lovely.
I was pregnant at the same time. It was during lockdown, so it was actually really nice to have that. To have, like, my stepmom be pregnant at the same time. We gave birth in the same hospital with the same doctor.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Not going between rooms, please don't tell me that.
No. But, like, it was just, you know, like, every family is different.
Yeah.
And no one has the same dynamic. But, you know, it's just a beautiful thing to see my little girls playing with Ace.
Yeah.
Although he's Uncle Ace. We're trying to explain that one away to Fifi, who's now almost 11. But to me, I just really, like, he's such a kind little boy, and to see my dad so happy and to have this purpose, and it keeps him young. And he worked so hard when my sister and I were growing up, and now obviously he gets this time undivided, and to just see how much joy that brings to his life. There's no judgment from me, and there shouldn't be from anyone.
No. We're here.
Well, listen, Tamara, thank you so much for coming and speaking to us today. Just a quick reminder that the book is out. It's Fifi and Friends, a supercar race. And as I say, it's available now. Thank you very much. Tamara Ecclestone.